Hello, I hope you're doing well today. My name is Ian Green and I'm the musician for Music Dreams, also for Ian J. Green. I'm a musician, a teacher, and I really enjoy helping students with various aspects of their learning. And today we're going to continue with a series of tutorials and the next part of Unit 1 of the Level 10 Harmony course as taught by the Royal Conservatory of Music. Let's go to the scanned version of the book that I've purchased, but I'm using as a scanned version for the purpose of this tutorial. And these tutorials are designed as a way to assist students, but it is suggested to have a teacher to help you guide through this material. And these tutorials are just as a way to reinforce concepts and help organize your study notes when you're preparing for an examination. Now today we're going to be looking at the next part 3 of Unit 1. It's important to split this unit up into various parts because it's basically all of the different concepts of the Level 9 course all put into one unit as a way to review the material before going to new concepts. Now today we're going to be speaking about something called non-chord tones. Now these are the types of chord tones or notes within a piece that are not part of a particular chord or harmony in an example, in a bar of music or in a section, but as well are still part of the piece. As we learned in the Level 9 course, there are actually a fairly large number of different types of notes, and they have different relationships. They interact differently within a piece and within the chord structure of a piece of music. For example, the easiest one we can look at is something called the passing tone. This is where we have basically notes that are not part of a scale, or I should say not part of a chord, but are part of scale passages or movements where you play notes in a chord, but then you want to go to a note that is not part of the chord, but you're moving by step and continuing in the same direction, either up or down. If I were to play the C major triad in my left hand and play a melody, the melody notes contain notes in the chord, C, E, and G, but also there's D and F as well. So the passing note would be the D and the F, the notes that are not part of the chord but are the part of the musical line to help connect one part of the phrase or musical sentence to the next. So when we're looking at a non-chord tone such as that example, or any non-chord tone, you want to think about finding all of the notes within a particular chord or harmony and seeing how they match up within an entire measure or a part of a measure of music. And then any notes that are not part of that chord are non-chord tones. And so a passing tone would be approaching by step in the same direction, usually on a weak part of the beat. Now a neighbor tone is a different example where you start off on a chord tone and you go up or down by step, but then you return to the previous pitch that was played. So for example, C to B to C, or C to D to C, or you move either down or up. There are various other non-chord tones that I encourage for you to take a look at on page 7 in your textbook. Each of these are really helpful, and this is a very useful chart that sometimes I encourage students to put a sticky tab beside or maybe to write out in their notes, because we are going to be encountering these non-chord tones often in the different examples within this course. As you can see here, it's amazing how every note of music has a purpose and something to say. I hope that this tutorial was helpful, and I look forward to seeing you next time for another one. Until then, bye for now.